What's up, Hoopers? Back again with another basketball review video. Today we have a comparison, one a lot of you have been asking about. It's the Nike Elite Championship comparison between the 7.0 and the 8.0. Let's get into it. That was weird. Alright, no Instagram, no TikTok comparison. We're going to get right into the basketball. Now, the reason for that is because I honestly think that this is going to be a quick review. The basketballs are pretty similar. I would say that they're probably about 75% the same. There are a few minor changes that honestly make not the biggest difference, but enough difference for me to make a video and talk about it if you're trying to make a decision on whether you need to upgrade to the 8.0 or not. Hopefully this video will give you some insight on that. So first, what I like about the 7.0, I love that the panels are raised because for catch and shoot players, it helps a great deal with that. Along with guys that finish around the rim, there's a lot of control that you get from the 7.0 just because the panels are so raised and you can control the basketball really well. Now, the 7.0 has a little bit of a weird dribble, but not enough for you to absolutely hate the basketball, enough for you to kind of just notice that it's got a little bit of a strange dribble. Now, all the things can be said about the 8.0. All of those things are exactly the same. You've got a great feel for catch and shoot. You've got a great handle for finishing around the rim. The dribble is still a little bit funny, but not enough to absolutely hate the basketball. But a few things are different on this basketball that I think make it a little bit better. Now, the feel on the basketball is really nice. Now, outside of that, let me back up. The first thing you notice, obviously, is the difference in color. The 7.0 is more of a reddish brown color, like a Florida clay type color with the silver kind of accent. Now, the 8.0 is definitely a lot more orange with a gold accent. Now, I think the gold accents pop. I love the gold accents versus the silver. Now, the silver obviously stand out a lot more, but I think just the gold on top of the black just gives it a real nice look. With the orange basketball, probably helps it hit a little bit more. The gold on this basketball probably wouldn't have meshed as well, so I think they did a great job as far as changing the color up a little bit. Now, with that, you've got a difference in the feel. It's a little bit softer than the 7.0. Not enough for you to think that it's a completely different basketball as far as feel, but it kind of feels like that new basketball feel all the time now. I don't know if that's because I just got this basketball. I've only been able to use it a couple of times. Check out the 8.0 review video to get a full breakdown on this basketball. But it's got a great feel right out of the box. I think it's probably going to hold up pretty well to that feel, and I think a lot of it is because the panels are raised just a little bit more. Now, the positives with that is that for guys who are trying to dunk the ball but don't have the biggest of hands, you can palm this ball pretty well. If you're a guy who likes to cuff the basketball because you can't palm any kind of basketball, this basketball is going to be a basketball you can dunk easily with one hand, whether you're jumping off one, jumping off two. You're going to be able to palm it pretty well. It's not going to come flying out of your hand. But there's a little bit of kind of feel you're going to have to get used to as far as being able to dunk a little bit differently. You can't necessarily push it and cuff it into your hand like you would maybe in Evolution if your hands are too small. You're going to have to kind of palm it and like scoop and use momentum to get it back up. Now, the 7.0, you can obviously do that, but I honestly don't feel like the panels are raised enough, or maybe not enough. They're not raised as much as the 8.0. The 8.0 just has a great combination of that soft feel to kind of hold on to your fingers, but it's raised enough to where you can palm the ball pretty much any way as long as you're going up to the rim and feel confident that you can put it over the rim and put it down. The other positives on top of that are, I honestly feel like this ball is a little bit more consistent than this basketball. The 7.0 has a pretty consistent shot. Now, like both of them, you're going to have that raised panel, so if you're going to catch it, free throws, catch and shoot, no one's in your area, you have time to kind of adjust and get your hands where you want it, you're going to have the same rotation most of the time. Now, I don't think there's really any difference with that. The only thing is that I think that off of the dribble, you might be a little bit better with this one. Now, I only say that because the basketball feels a little bit softer, so that when you're coming off of the dribble, the ball's coming up, and if you're not grabbing the ball or holding the ball exactly how you like it on a shot, a lot of the times you're looking for a certain feel on the surface of the basketball. Harder basketballs are a little bit harder to shoot just because that feel is a little strange. Softer basketballs are balls that kind of stick to your hands like a Wilson official NBA. Those ones you can kind of figure out how to shoot just because you're looking more so for a feel. The difference in softness between the 7.0 and the 8.0 isn't a lot. I keep talking about the difference in feel. It's not the biggest difference. The comparison, I guess, in change in softness would be probably the Wilson Solution NCAA versus the current Wilson Evolution NCAA. Obviously, both of those are very soft basketballs as far as feel, but the Evo is definitely softer. I would say that the comparison between these two isn't as big of a difference as those two basketballs, but it's enough for you to feel and notice a difference. I asked my daughter which one she thought felt softer. She picked that one, so obviously even a 6-year-old knows that there's a difference. But let me know what you think about this basketball. You're going to be seeing this basketball all over NCAA, all over the high school level. You're also going to be seeing a lot of the Evo NCAA. I'm seeing that basketball all over the high school level. Look out for that review coming soon. That basketball's on the way. But if you like this video, make sure that you like this video, subscribe, share it, enjoy the content. I always enjoy the comments, always enjoy hearing from you guys. And until next time, keep hooping. Peace.